Welcome to Technology Orientation for Lake Park High School.
The orientation is designed as a series of educational videos. Keep in mind when you're watching educational videos that there are some things that you should be doing. First of all, if there is an assessment, you'll want to keep the assessment and the videos open at the same time. The best way to do that is to create two windows or more windows using the Restore Down button in the upper right-hand corner of your screens. You can move the windows to wherever you are comfortable working with them. Perhaps they are next to each other, or perhaps you prefer one above and one below. That's up to you. As you watch the videos, work on the assessments and follow along. These videos are designed to be concise and to the point. If you're following along and doing everything they ask, you may fall behind. Feel free to pause and rewind the videos as you need. If you're completing an assessment as part of this orientation, your goal is to complete the assessment with 80% accuracy. As you watch the modules, be sure to keep that goal in mind.
One way to make sure you are successful at Lake Park is to take time to get to know the technology tools available to you. There are several modules to this orientation. From these modules, you will learn to check your grades using Home Access Center and manage your files using the portal and Google Drive. You will also gain access to your student email account and the Lake Park Wireless Network.
At East Campus, there are 2 physical labs available for your use during the day, in addition to wireless access within and outside the building. The computer lab, which is also called the Gen Lab, is located on the 2nd floor and has a total of 90 computers. In the Gen Lab, it is an academic focused space, and there is help available while you're working on your projects and homework. In addition to the computer lab, you may also be interested in visiting the library. There are 38 computers, and there are also tables available for you. And once again, it's an academic focused space, but there is help available as you work on your projects. These spaces are intended to be hubs of activity where students can work independently or collaboratively, as well as receive help completing technology-driven assignments. Keep in mind that preference for computer use is given to students working on academic assignments, though recreational computer use is permitted. We hope that visiting the labs will be a positive experience for all students. As a result, there are certain expectations for students who visit the lab or library. The first expectation is that students will be respectful. You can do that by being considerate of others. For instance, staff members may ask you to move or do something differently. Remember, they are trying to keep the lab a working environment for all teachers, students, and classes. Additionally, keep in mind that you are welcome to use your electronic devices in the labs and library, but please do so in a way that is not disruptive to the learning environment of others. You can do this by keeping your earphones in your ears and the volume moderate. When you are conversing with others at your table or in the row with you, please be sure that you are using a soft, low-volume voice. Lastly, food and drink should remain put away while you visit the library or the lab. These are all the ways that you can be respectful at the library and the labs. Being responsible in the lab is easy. Make sure you have your ID out and ready when you arrive at the library or the labs.
A staff member will ask for your ID upon arrival.
They will hold your ID at the front desk for the duration of your visit. When you leave, they will return it to you. You are responsible for scanning in for attendance in all of the common areas, such as the computer lab and the library. Keep in mind that teachers can and do check the scans in the lab, library, tutoring, and testing areas. If you have a pass to be in the library or lab, please present it to the staff upon arrival. You do not need a pass to visit during lunch, with your full class, or before or after school. In some cases, the lab or the library will be full, and the staff will ask you to please return to the class from which you came. Please make sure that you go directly back to class. The third expectation when you visit the lab or the library is that you will be safe. Make sure that when you are physically in the lab or the library that you are keeping the aisles clear and your bags tucked underneath your seats or table. Also, be sure to stay safe when you are in your virtual space. Keep your login and password private. Your assigned password grants access to your personal drive, which contains your work and files as well as your student achievement records and other personal information. You never know when someone with access to your password might use it to tamper with your files or information. Your best choice to remain safe is to keep your passwords private. Lastly, make sure you save your work in a safe place. USB drives, cloud drives, and your H drive are the best places to save your work. If you have a USB drive, one way to make sure it can be returned to you if it is lost is to name the drive with your last name. If you're not sure how to do that, please see a library or lab staff member. Aside from these expectations, there are a few things that are worth noting about visiting the library and the labs. First of all, the school network and computers are the property of Lake Park. Even though no one is sitting next to you watching what you do, smart technology users make sure to behave as if their parent or teacher were watching them on the computer at all times. That is because every keystroke and website accessed through the school network, whether on a desktop computer or your own personal device, can be tracked and recalled. Be sure to always act in a school-appropriate manner because violations of the acceptable use guidelines, which you and your parents signed at registration, can result in consequences from the dean's office. When you are finished working, lab or library computers can print your projects and documents. Right now, the ability to print wirelessly is not available. Both the lab and library have color printers available for your use on school projects. Please only press print once, and if you have any problems, see a staff member. Some printers automatically double-side in order to conserve paper. If you do not want your work double-sided, please see a staff member before printing. Now that you know the basics, it looks like you're ready to start trying out some of our technology. As you continue to the next module, if you haven't already done so, you will want to make this window smaller using the Restore Down button in the upper right-hand corner of the window, so that you can watch and listen while you follow along.